So, on this program, we've been talking a lot about Israel's ongoing massacre of Palestinian protesters near the Gazan border, and I want to talk about one individual named Razan al-Najjar. Now, she is a 21-year-old medic who's been a hero throughout this process. She's been putting herself in danger in order to treat wounded protesters, and she's not even getting paid to do this. She's doing it for humanitarian reasons. But in spite of the fact that she was there to help people, she wasn't even part of the protest, in spite of the fact that she was clearly wearing a medical vest, well, a sniper from the Israeli army targeted her and killed her. So as CNN reports, Razan al-Najjar is known to the world as a 21-year-old Palestinian medical nurse shot dead by an Israeli sniper during protests on Friday. To her parents, she was a beloved daughter who died just a few hundred meters from her home in Khan Yunis, close to the fence that separates Gaza from Israel. On Saturday, thousands took to the streets of the Gazan city for the young medic's funeral. The streets and lampposts surrounding Razan's home are now adorned with her smiling image. Her father, Ashraf al-Najjar, takes CNN up 3 flights of stairs and into their apartment. The rest of the family, their small home now filled with mourners, sit in disbelief. Razan's mother, Sabrine, dressed entirely in black, clutches her daughter's blood-soaked medical vest. She tells us Razan had been volunteering since the beginning of the protests, working without pay. I was afraid for her, but Razan told us that she wasn't afraid. She felt obliged to help and was clearly wearing a medical vest, she says. Sabrine says her daughter may have been small, but she was strong, and her only weapon was her medical vest. I'm protected by my vest, she would tell her mother and father before heading out to help. God is with me. I am not afraid. She put her life on the line and was courageous. She did something that I think a lot of people would be disinclined to do, to put their lives in danger. But she did it anyway, because she felt like this was the right thing to do. And that didn't stop her from being targeted by the IDF. Before her death, about a month ago, she actually spoke with the New York Times explaining why she was doing what she was doing. And I do want to play that clip for you in order to put a face to her name, because it's easy to remain detached and desensitized if you only read about her. But I want you to hear her voice. I want us to realize that this was a real person with good intentions, who was killed in cold blood by a rogue war criminal regime.
احنا هدفنا واحد، هو بس انقاذ واخلاع، ونوصل رسالة للعالم انه احنا بدون سلاح قادرين نعمل كل شيء. احنا هاي الخيمة هي الخيمة اليومية بتختص، احنا كمتطوعين احنا كل يوم بنكون موجودين في هذا المكان. هذا حب انتمائنا للوطن، يعني هذا عمل انساني ما بدنا عليه مقابل، احنا بدنا نقدر تعبنا الله بس، مش مستعد يعني ما بدنا مقابل من اي حدا، لا رواتب ولا توظيف بدناش. كثير سألوا بابا بنتك هاي طب ما بتاخذ راتب هيك، حكى لهم انا بنتي بفتخر فيها انها بتقدم اشي انساني لابناء وطني، يعني كمان بنت، وخصوصي احنا المرأة عنا منتقدة كتير في المجتمع، بس المجتمع لازم يتقبلنا غصبا عنه، لو بدوش يتقبلنا بإرادته بيتقبلنا غصبا عنه، لأن احنا عنا قوة أكتر من أي راجل. القوة اللي احنا بنمتلكها، القوة اللي استرجلت فيها كأول مسعفة في الأسبوع الأول، بتحدى ألاقيها عند أي شخص يعني.
She was only 21 years old. Now, Nikki Haley, on behalf of the United States, has been the sole vote on the UN Security Council blocking not just an investigation into Israel's ongoing massacre of Gazan protesters, but the mere condemnation of their actions. Won't even allow the UN to condemn Israel. Is this going to be enough for you, Nikki? Are you going to finally allow the UN to condemn Israel here? Is this enough? This is a war crime. Targeting a first responder is unacceptable. It's a violation of international law. Are you still going to be complicit, Nikki Haley? And Donald Trump? Mike Pompeo? John Bolton? Now, thankfully, Israel is actually claiming that it will investigate the situation, but if it's not an independent investigation by the UN or impartial international organization, then the conclusion they come to will likely be meaningless because they've been trying to rewrite history before our very eyes. So, what's to say they won't do it again in this case? So I don't have much to say about this situation. This is a heartbreaking story. The lives of her family will be forever damaged because of what Israel did. Because they foster this culture of demonizing Palestinians and dehumanizing Palestinians. And they train them to think that they're subhumans. So their lives are less meaningful than everyone else's. So you can just kill them in cold blood and target them indiscriminately, including first responders, and it doesn't matter because their lives are meaningless. This is an outrage. And the fact that there's not collective discuss in our country over this is mind-boggling. This is really upsetting. And my heart goes out to her family because truly she was a really good person. She was motivated by altruism, and unfortunately, it got her killed. But she died knowing that she was doing the right thing.
Support this podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Report.